Green Bay. When Brett Favre was still the Green Bay Packers starting quarterback, he and backup Aaron Rodgers used to walk the field before pregame warm-ups. Then they'd get in some throws before heading back into the locker room. At Soldier Field on December 23, 2007, they were forced to alter their routine. "We tried to walk the field," Rodgers recalled this week. "And after about 2 minutes we went in. There wasn't even any use throwing the ball, it was so damn cold. And the field, the grass was so crunchy we were making indents about 6 inches down as we re-walking out the dot." It was only 16 degrees at kickoff, not even close to the Soldier Field record of 2 degrees the following year when Rodgers was in his first season as a starter. But the winds were gusting off Lake Michigan at well over 20 miles per hour, and as the afternoon progressed it got colder and colder and colder. McGinn, class of running backs may be best in draft. Related, Nelson, Rodgers enjoying red zone revival. Related, numbers bear out Packers' dominance of rivals. Related, Rodgers on track to play Sunday. The coldest recorded wind chill in Soldier Field history is -15 on December 18, 1983, in another of the 193 games played between the two rivals. But you'd have a hard time convincing anyone who was inside the stadium for the Bears' 35-7 victory in '07 that the wind chill wasn't way below -20. The wind was so strong that several times equipment people had to run after those hooded jackets players used to keep warm on the sideline. That's the coldest I've ever been, Rodgers said. Winds aren't expected to be quite as stiff on Sunday when the Packers, 7-6, put their 3-game winning streak and playoff hopes on the line against the Bears, 3-10, at noon at Soldier Field. But temperatures are expected to drop Saturday night and the stadium's cold record could fall. This time, both teams will be ready for the cold. Back in '07, the cold and strong winds snuck up on everyone and the Packers weren't as prepared as they would be a few weeks later when they played the NFC Championship game in -23-degree wind chill at Lambeau Field. What neither team will be able to predict is how the wind will affect the game. Players have high-tech undergarments to help keep their bodies warm, gloves and heat packs to help keep their hands warm and sideline heaters to keep their feet warm, but they don't have anything but their skill, concentration and reactions to combat the wind. Wind is what you watch for, especially being down there right on the lake, Coach Mike McCarthy said this week. That's really where the challenge is. That day in '07. When you get those gusts that are up there at 20, 25 mile per hour, or north of that, that's where the football is moving and the snap from center in the gun, all those things factor. Rodgers did not practice outdoors with the rest of the team Thursday because of a strained calf muscle he is nursing, but he has plenty of experience playing in the wind and can usually predict when and where it's going to affect him and his receivers the most. When it comes to throwing the ball, Rodgers said, it's far better throwing into the wind than it is throwing with it at your back. The key with the wind is trajectory, Rodgers said. You have to know if you read downwind or into the wind. Into the wind is easier to throw the ball deep because you're able to get the tip of the ball down. When you read downwind, and you try to throw a ball really above 15 yards off the ground, the wind really affects it and can blow it a lot farther than you're expecting. The nose just won't come down. If you think of the physics of the ball, when you're trying to get an arc on the ball, if you read downwind, the ball just never really gets that arc to start coming down with the tip down. That tip stays up and it just keeps kind of gliding. It's really like overthrowing it. To throw into the wind, however, it takes some arm strength. And it requires a tight spiral. In 2008, the Indianapolis Colts came to Lambeau Field on October 19. It wasn't particularly cold, but winds gusted at 20 miles per hour. One of the best quarterbacks of all time, Peyton Manning, had fits that day. He completed just 21 of 42 passes for 229 yards with 2 interceptions and finished with his lowest passer